recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of very fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Okay. Please be sure to like and share. Thank you in advance. All right. I was just uploading something real quick. Okay. So let's see who's in here. Darnell, Pennywise, Queen Amona Huey, Latasha, Courtney J, Christine, Sophie, Vince I am from the UK. All right. Charlene, Pearly, Miss Peaches, 504 Nola in the house, OG Patrice, G from the land, Jeff ATL, DJ Big Six, Deronda, Buckhorse DC, Cherokee Descendant Dale, Reggie is here, Root Trackers. Okay, so let's get into it above all that drama. All right, so with that all being said, let's get into it. All right. Now, I was supposed to make Courtney J and above all that drama, aka POP, make you all moderators yesterday. I didn't get around to it, so let me write down the time right now because I'd like to do it from the chat. It's much easier after the broadcast. Okay, so that all been said, everyone please get those likes up. You all know how it goes down. For those of you who don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left and do not let the virtual doorknob hit you. All right? And so shout out to my moderator, Desmond. Happy birthday, Desmond. Yesterday was Desmond's birthday. Happy belated birthday. I did tell him yesterday, but I forgot to announce it. And so everybody in the chat could wish him a happy birthday as well. And so everybody please give Desmond a round of applause. And a happy birthday shout out, please. Okay, above all that drama, beloved, I know you won't. I know you won't let me down. Okay, so hey, all hell nah. So let's get into it. Because we have another broadcast coming up right after this on the backup channel. We have to talk about this this black teen who was jumped on by Brad, attacked, and called the N-word. And then we have this black athletic director who was arrested and charged with trying to frame the principal with a fake AI rant, okay? A racist rant. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to talk about Kim Porter's autopsy reports. All right, so let's get into it. And also, let me give a shout out to whom I got this information from, this autopsy report, from That Surprise Witness. Okay, so shout out to That Surprise Witness for ordering the autopsy report and getting these receipts that I'm about to show you all. All right, so we're about to make it all make sense. Everyone get the likes up, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I'm going to be showing some different things on the screen, so please pay attention. And now this is interesting because we've heard several stories about exactly what they said about Kim's passing. Okay, so let me go to an article first before I pull up the autopsy report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here is one article right here. Tragic details, new details emerge about Kim Porter's untimely death. Okay, this was reported by BET. So let's pull this up. Now, law enforcement sources recently shared with TMZ more details regarding Kim Porter's untimely death. According to their accounts, she went to bed early on Wednesday night as she wasn't feeling well. Now, listen to these articles because the articles are not going to have necessarily the same information as the autopsy report. Okay, so that is one thing that leads me to have questions. All right, and so let's talk about it because it seems like narratives were being painted as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so according to their account, she went to bed early on Wednesday night and as she wasn't feeling well. When family members tried to wake her up on Thursday, she was non-responsive. Soon after, a paramedic pronounced her dead at her home. Now, while the exact cause of her death remains unknown, illegal drugs have been completely ruled out. So those weren't found in her system. And it was further. But here's the thing. Now, I want you to pay attention because they say while the exact cause of death remains unknown. Just listen to some of the things they're saying that don't even add up. While the cause of death remains unknown, because they likely had not done the autopsy report yet. This is like right when she died. Illegal drugs has been completely ruled out. How could you rule out anything without having a toxicology report? Just pay attention to that. No toxicology report had been taken. Let me write that down, because that's one inconsistency right there. That makes no sense. Now, I'm not trying to imply that she was on drugs. I don't think that she was, but I'm just saying, how could they be so certain to say that it was completely ruled out? Completely ruled out. It's what they said. Like, there's no chance, there's no doubt about it. It was none when they haven't even done the toxicology or the autopsy. But let me continue. Okay, it was ruled out, and it was further reported that she was battling either the flu or pneumonia. She was reportedly experiencing symptoms for the last few days of her life. She was being treated with saline and vitamins. Now, the authorities are also investigating a recent trip Porter took to Africa to determine if she could have contracted the disease while at the continent. An autopsy and toxicology test will be performed soon. So the autopsy, like I said, nor the toxicology report had not even been done. How can they say that illegal drugs was completely ruled out? You can't rule out anything completely until you get those results back. So that doesn't even make sense. Okay, in some somber news, model and actress Kim Porter was found dead on Thursday at her Los Angeles home. She was 47. According to TMZ, they said sources revealed that they received a call to Porter's Toluca Lake home at around 12 noon. Okay, so they said they received a call at 12 noon. I'm writing all this down because I'm trying to catch all these inconsistencies. Okay, pay attention. Now, goes on to say, as heard in the emergency audio dispatch, dispatch audio, the call came in as a patient in cardiac arrest. Okay, so now let's listen to that, because I happen to have that short clip. Because here's the thing that I find interesting. If they later came out after the autopsy was conducted and said that she died from pneumonia, lobar pneumonia, but the dispatcher says a person with cardiac arrest. Okay, so let's go to the audio. Likes up, everyone please like and share. And this is just about a brief clip, but hold on. Here we go.
Agent 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest.
Okay, you all heard that? Let me play it one more time because I know it was quick. It said cardiac arrest.
Agent 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest.
Okay, so they said that she was in cardiac arrest. Now, with that all being said, it says the site further explained that insiders connected to Porter relayed that she had been suffering from pneumonia for several weeks. The exact cause of death remains a mystery, however. Now I want y'all to pay attention. This is all a whole lot of BS. This is all a whole lot of BS. Pay attention. Now they said that reports say she had been suffering from pneumonia for several weeks. Well, now, if that were to be true, then she would have known, and the family would have known, and there were supposedly people living with her. They would have all known that she had pneumonia, right? But earlier it says, please pay attention, while the exact cause of death remains unknown, illegal drugs has been completely ruled out, and it was further reported that she was battling either flu or pneumonia. Now, I'm going to tell you why this doesn't make any sense. Because first they say she was battling either flu or pneumonia. They're not the same thing. Though they may have some similarities, they're not the same thing. It first says she was battling either of them. Then later it says that she was suffering from pneumonia for weeks. So here's the thing. She would have known if she was suffering from pneumonia for weeks, not 1 week. But weeks, plural. If someone has the flu or pneumonia for weeks, wouldn't that person have gone to the doctor and gotten a proper diagnosis? So if that were the case, then why would they say either flu or pneumonia and then later say pneumonia? Okay? This just all sounds crazy. It's not making any sense. If she went to a doctor, they would have done testing to say whether or not she actually had pneumonia or the flu. How would you be sitting at home suffering for weeks, but you didn't go and get any medical attention? And for weeks, how long has she been back from Africa? Because they said she had initially gone to Africa. So if she was suffering for weeks, did she have it before or after she went to Africa? And if she was suffering before she went to Africa, why would she go to Africa? See, this stuff is not making sense. Okay, I need you all to pay attention. Dorana said exactly, Queen. Okay, it's me. Lisa says whoever who suffers from that several weeks without hospitalization. Exactly. Because here's the thing, even if they think you have pneumonia, you go to the hospital, you get a series of tests, you get your blood drawn. They sometimes will stick that thing up your nose, that swab, okay? And then they also want to do a chest x-ray. And the reason they want to do a chest x-ray is because that will show them if there's any infection within the chest, which you may likely have, or in the lungs and anything. And you would likely have that if you had pneumonia. So this is not making any sense to me, but let's continue. And then it says, aside from her work as a model and actress, Porter was known mostly for dating entertainment mogul Diddy, off and on for 13 years, beginning in 1994 and officially ending 2007. The couple shares 3 children together, 2 twin girls, Jesse James and Delilah, both age 11, and Christian, age 20, and also had a son, Quincy, 27, from a previous relationship with Albie Shore. In regards to her untimely death, Diddy's reps told the site, sadly, I can confirm the passing of Kim Porter. I ask that you give the families privacy at this time. And they sent their heartfelt condolences. But here's something I bet you all didn't know. Here is something I bet you all didn't know that I thought was very interesting. Hold on, I'm going to get to that in just a second. Now, let's look at another one of these articles. And this one says, Kim Porter's cause of death deferred. Okay. Kim Porter's cause of death highlights. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Kim Porter's deferred cause of death highlights how an autopsy can lead to more questions than answers. Here's what happens during an autopsy. First of all, if someone simply died from pneumonia, that should be something easy to pick up and detect in an autopsy. Okay, I'm no coroner, medical examiner. I'm not even a medical doctor. But at the end of the day, I have common sense. That's what I know. Okay. Now, so goes on to say, Kim Porter passed away last Thursday, November the 15th, and the fact that she was 47 at the time of her death made it much more tragic. But as the days have gone by, people are beginning to scratch their heads over just what caused her to die and the care she received for illness leading up to her passing. Now, initially, it was reported that a cardiac arrest episode took her life. This came after a stint she spent under medical care for influenza that supposedly turned into pneumonia. Now, the coroner's office then claimed that they would need to conduct an additional investigation and deferred an official cause of death before that could be concluded. The developments have made people wondering, why questions surrounding Porter's death weren't readily available. Now, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention because somebody who's always caping for Diddy, named Bussy Reek, they left a comment because they posted some of the comments from people on Twitter, what they had to say about Kim Porter's death being suspicious. And Bussy Reek, back in November of 2018, said that he thought it was suspicious. Now, if he thought it was suspicious, who do you think it was suspicious pertaining to? Was it Diddy, whom he now has defended so relentlessly? And I'm about to show it on the screen because now I really have questions. Bussy Reek, what are you talking about? Y'all see that? Y'all see that Tariq Nasheed is one of the people, okay, that left comments. And here's what it says. I'm trying my best not to put on my tinfoil hat over this death of Kim Porter, but my spirit is telling me something ain't sitting right with this. Tariq Nasheed, and that was posted November the 15th, 2018. Just days after Kim's demise. Then someone else named Jeroni Fax says, how do they know Kim passed from complications and the autopsy and toxicology results haven't come back? It can take weeks. And that is absolutely true. Another person, Miss Snack, says she even said that it seems abnormal and wondered if it was related to medical maltreatment. Apparently, only she is allowed to be skeptical. I don't know who they were referring to. So I just find it all very interesting. I want y'all to pay attention. So with that all being said, but hold on, there's more. Now let's talk about what Diddy said. Because I want to know, here it is right here, why Kim Porter would say this to Diddy before she died. Please pay attention, because this is all nefarious. Now, Sean Diddy Combs said his former girlfriend, Kim Porter, had one request of him before she died: take care of her children. Do you all hear this? Do you all hear this? Kim Porter supposedly told Diddy, according to him, before she died, she asked Diddy to take care of her children. She told him that. So that means that she thought she was going to die. So you mean to tell me she was sitting at home for weeks, suffering from the flu or pneumonia, which the flu can turn into pneumonia, which we all know. But she was sitting at home suffering and thought she was going to die and told Diddy to take care of her kids like she knew she was on her way out, but wasn't in a hospital? Naja said, why would she think she was dying? Exactly. Claudette said, why would she say that? Above all that drama, said she knew. So let's get back to this article. Combs, who shares two daughters, Jessie and Delilah, ages 12, and son Christian, with Porter, told Essence Magazine for their Mother's Day issue, and this was like a year after she died, because this was April of 2024. Okay, so this was like months after she died, not a year, but at least about 5 or 6 months later. So anyway, says that 3 days before she passed, this is what Diddy said. Let me just put it up here so y'all can see it, honey, because I don't want nobody to think that I'm painting narratives. Please pay attention. Now, I didn't know Diddy said all this. See, I found this out, but I really went deep diving and digging, honey. Pay attention. Okay, so trying to enlarge it so you all can see that. Y'all see that? Please pay attention. It says 3 days before she passed, she wasn't feeling well. This is what Diddy said. She had the flu, and she sent the kids over to my house so they wouldn't get sick. One night I was checking on her, and she was like, Puffy, take care of my babies. She actually said that to me before she died. She actually said that to me before she died, he says. What y'all think about that? Because here's the thing. If she just told him to come get the kids and sent them over to his house, she wouldn't just tell him that 9 times out of 10, hey, take care of my babies. Who would say that if the father's just coming to get the kids? If the father's coming to get the kids. RG Titan said he knew what was about to happen. Okay, 209 AM said very odd. That is very odd, absolutely. And then P. Yvette said, no one randomly says that. No, that's something you say on your deathbed. This is all crazy. Now I have a whole lot of more questions. Okay, so goes on to say that Porter, age 47, died in her sleep November the 15th from lung infection. And the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner said in January that she died from lung infection. About a week before her death, she complained of a sore throat, which developed into a fever of 102 degrees. She had tested negative for influenza and strep and was being treated with antibiotics, vitamins, and painkillers in the week of her death, according to authorities. On November the 14th, Porter reported that her fever was back down to normal at 96 degrees. The coroner said the night before her death, she watched movies with her family. Around 8:30 a.m. on November the 15th, Porter's goddaughter checked on her and found her in the bed, but assumed she was asleep. It wasn't until 11:30 a.m. when Porter's housemates realized she wasn't moving and called 911. So the girl saw her in the bed at 8:30 and then came back and checked at 11:30, and that's when they realized she wasn't moving. Hold on for a second. So with that all being said, I have questions, because here's the thing. If she was in the bed deceased at 8:30 and the girl thought she was just asleep, then goes back at 11:30, realized she's not moving and she's dead, had rigor mortis set in yet? Because it takes about 1 to 6 hours for rigor mortis to set in, and in most cases 2 to 4 hours. Okay? On the average, 2 to 4 hours. So she should have been getting stiff by then, is all I'm saying. Now, they don't say anything about that. Because if she was in rigor mortis at that point, they would have definitely known she was dead. It would have been more than just her not moving. So this is just all sounding real crazy. Hold on. Let me continue. Now that was 11:30, so 3 hours later. It was later determined that she died from lobar pneumonia, according to the coroner. The manner of death was certified as natural. Okay, Combs, age 49, told Essence that the day Porter died, his world was turned upside down. In addition to the couple's 3 children, Porter and Combs' blended family, which he called unconventional, in essence, includes his daughter. Okay, we already know who it includes. In the months since Porter's death, Combs said that he has jumped into mommy mode and is focused on keeping his family strong as they mourn. Mommy mode? First of all, why would a man say he jumped into mommy mode? Just say you're taking over as both parents, okay? That sounds crazy. But anyway, Puffy's crazy. Okay, so I find that very interesting. Don't you all? I find that very interesting. Now let's get into this autopsy report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Because this is one thing that I thought was interesting. Okay, so this is from the autopsy report. Now you'll notice that it says early decomposition changes, and then it says left bicep contusion, and then it says, hold on, yeah, it says blunt trauma extremities. Blunt trauma extremities. So where did she get blunt trauma from? That's like somebody hit you or you fell and hit your head or hit your body on something. Blunt trauma extremities, which is basically like the lower part of your body and stuff. And then, or like the, chest on down. And then it says left bicep contusion. Okay, that's another injury. Where is these injuries coming from? And early decomposition changes. Early decomposition? What do they mean, early decomposition? Because if she was dead for just a few hours, why would she be in early decomposition? Don't y'all find this all very strange? So let's get this straight. She had blunt trauma to her extremities. She had a left bicep contusion, which is a contusion is an injury to tissue, more like a bruise or something. So where is this all coming from? Okay, and it could be like swelling or bruising. Okay, that's what a contusion is. So it sounds like she might have been in a fight. It sounds like there may have been a struggle. Blunt force trauma to the extremities and a contusion to the left bicep. Yeah, that's very interesting. But let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's another thing. There is a puncture wound of the posterior aspect of the right hand. There has not been post-mortem intervention for organ procurement. Okay, so they're basically talking about getting her organs if they were going to be donated. But if she was already in decomposition, that wasn't going to work. So it says there is green discoloration of the lower abdomen. Well, that's pretty much normal, I guess. I won't say normal, but sometimes when the body starts to decompose, see, this is all leading me to think. I just want y'all to pay attention because this is all leading me to think that she was dead longer than from 8:30 to 11:30. Because when the discoloration of the lower abdomen, it was green. Green discoloration starts when the body is decomposing. I learned all this in school for criminal justice, honey. Okay. And there is a puncture wound of the posterior aspect of the right hand. Puncture, like somebody stuck her with something. Where would she get a puncture from? Why would she have puncture wounds, blunt force trauma, contusions? This all sounds like she was scrapping, like she was fighting. And it also sounds like she was dead for a minute. Because this is real crazy with the greening of the, let me just make sure I'm not going crazy because I do remember learning this in school. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, it says the body turns green after death. Let me just show this on the screen so y'all don't think I'm just making stuff up. Can you all see that? Let me try to enlarge it. Y'all see that? It says the body turns green after death due to the formation of a self-hemoglobin, which is caused by a reaction between gases and deoxygenated hemoglobin in the blood. Okay. So the reaction takes place in the body's cavities after death. Okay, hold on. Let me see how long it takes for that to start. Okay, see, I'm telling you all, this is what I was talking about right here. She was dead for longer than that. She had to have been, because this is what it says. Hold on. Maybe not. I'm not gonna say necessarily, but it just really sounds suspicious. I'm about to show this to you all on the screen. Okay, because this is real interesting. You all see this? I told you all she had to have been dead for longer than 3 hours for her body to be turning green in the abdomen area. This says this greenish discoloration of the skin results from the formation of self-hemoglobin facilitated by the commensal intestinal bacteria that invades the tissues after death. This skin discoloration in the right iliac fossa region appears about 18 hours after death. 18 hours. So I'm sorry, that's real crazy. How does she have discoloration already? How is she having discoloration already? But let me continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, okay, I can't read this. Oh, that's too small. I'm gonna have to go to my pull it up on my email. Okay, here we go. So I can enlarge it better. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, now this says, the highlighted part says on November the 7th of 2018, she was experiencing throat pain and called a physician to request erythromycin. Okay, that's an antibiotic. She was seen by a physician on November the 12th of 2018. So she didn't see a physician for 5 days. Maybe that's the first time she could get an appointment. You know, sometimes you call, if it's not such an emergency, they just schedule an appointment. So maybe that's as soon as they could get her in. So I don't think that's really strange. But they say she was seen on November the 12th, 2018, who noted she had cold flu-like symptoms, including nasal congestion, sweats, mild cough, body aches, and sore throat. She had a temperature of 102 degrees Fahrenheit with flu and strep throat test being negative. Okay, so now I want you all to pay attention, because here's another inconsistency. Flu and strep test negative, but didn't they say in the article, one of those articles that I read, that the flu turned into pneumonia? Isn't that what they in fact said? But here it says she didn't have the flu. It said she had a temperature of 102 degrees Fahrenheit with flu and strep test coming back negative. And that's also interesting, because it says the strep test came back negative. So I guess they tested her for strep throat, but you can also have streptococcus bacteria when you get pneumonia, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now she was given Toradol and intramuscular route, by intramuscular route, which means they gave her an injection in her arm, possibly in the bicep area, or not the bicep area, but the fat part of your arm, the muscular part of your arm. Okay, and was given intravenous fluids, including saline and vitamins. They give you that if you were feeling dehydrated, okay, or your electrolytes were thrown off of balance. That's when they would give you that. Now, Miss Porter called this physician the following day on 11/13/2018 and explained that she had no appetite. A nurse visited and gave her more saline solution with vitamins. The next day, on the 14th, she complained to the physician of a streak of blood in her phlegm. So she was coughing up blood. Now, that's pretty common if you have pneumonia. She also received a massage. She was watching television with people and subsequently went to bed. She was later found unresponsive and was pronounced dead at the scene. Okay, so if she was found unresponsive at the scene, here's the next question. Why did they give the call to the dispatcher, whoever made the 911 call? Why was the dispatcher told that she was in cardiac arrest, that it was a cardiac call? Because if she was found unresponsive, where would they get that from? Wouldn't they usually call in a cardiac arrest call if the person was actively having chest pains or in some type of situation where it seemed as though they were having a heart attack? But they said she was unresponsive and she clearly had been dead for hours. Please pay attention. They said that the girl went in there and checked on her at 8:30, thought she was asleep, came back at 11:30, saw she wasn't moving. That's when they got concerned and said, okay, she might be dead. And then they made the calls, I guess. But then they say when they got there, when they called, they said, as well as the police said, that it was a cardiac call. That's what you heard the dispatcher say. So how is this even making sense that they would say it's a cardiac call when the woman was already laying in the bed dead, especially if she had green discoloration in the abdomen area, which is something that you get about 18 hours after death. But let me continue. Autopsy revealed fibrinopurulence effusions, which is an infectious fluid of the chest cavities, and pleuritic infection on the surface of the lungs. There was also evidence of lobar pneumonia, which is a lung infection. Okay, so they said there was evidence of lobar pneumonia. This is all real crazy for me. Now, so they took tests for all of this. Now, here's the thing. So, hold on. Do I want to go to that one first? Okay, now look at this. It says postmortem toxicology was unremarkable. Okay, lobar pneumonia is an infection of the lung caused by bacteria. Immune cells invade the air spaces where oxygen is taken in, and this is accompanied with necrosis, which is death of the cells. Pneumonia decreases the lung's ability to take in oxygen, and over time it can cause sudden death. Sudden death. They said it can cause sudden death. Okay, now that's interesting, but at the top, it says that the swab test that they did was negative for viruses. That's what it says, that the swab test was negative for viruses, which I find that very interesting because they'll take a swab test to see if you have pneumonia or the flu. Normal results. A normal result means no bacteria or fungi were seen in the test sample. A normal value is no growth of any bacteria. Talk to your doctor about the meaning of your specific test results. Okay, so my thing is, if it said that it was negative for strep, let me go back to that one. Yeah, it said the swabs were negative for viruses. Okay, I don't know. This is all just real crazy, but let me continue. Now, some tests use a swab of the throat because I looked it up when I saw that it said the swab test was negative. Okay, some tests use a swab of the throat, nostrils, or the area of the back of the nose to look for viruses that can cause respiratory symptoms and pneumonia. But it says the swab test came back negative. Okay, so that's real crazy to me. Pneumonia is an infection of one or both of the lungs caused by bacteria, viruses, or fungi. Okay, so that also is strange because again, it said the swabs tested negative. So she should have had bacteria, viruses, or fungi. Bacterial pneumonia often affects just one part, one lobe of a lung or lobe of a lung. When this happens, the condition is called lobar pneumonia. Those at risk, now listen to this, those at greatest risk of bacterial pneumonia include people recovering from surgery, people with respiratory disease or viral infection, and people who have weakened immune systems. So why did she have lobar pneumonia in the first place? Because this seems like she got this from out of nowhere. Now, she didn't catch it from anyone in the house because no one living in the house with her had it, which is very strange. So where did she get this from? And from looking at what they say, that doesn't sound like something that would just pop up. You have to have a low immune, usually doesn't have to be, but in most cases, it's someone with a weakened immune system, someone who is recovering from surgery. And that's true because if you have a surgery and you're healing, they make people in the hospital get up and walk around, because if you just lie flat in the bed and you don't get up and move around or whatever, then fluid can build up in the lungs and you can get pneumonia. Okay, so that is absolutely how you can get it. And then people with respiratory disease or a viral infection. So did she have a viral infection because the swab test came back negative? Okay, now as you can see from this diaphragm right here, that was done with the autopsy, I do believe, it shows where there was a puncture in her hand right here. Okay. And then this is the greening around her waist, the greening area of the stomach, which I told you that starts from decomposition. And then if you look at her bicep right here, that's where the contusion is. And that looks like a big, pretty nice sized scar. And so where did that come from? Yeah, this is all very strange. Now, here's what it says also. This is the bacteriology report, I believe, and it says amended reports. Okay, so my question is, why was it amended? Let me see if I can find that in my email so I can see it better. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, and this is something else I looked up too. Let me share this on the screen real quick because I forgot to show you all this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, because remember, it said that the swab test was negative. So a negative result means no harmful viruses or bacteria were found in the sample. A positive result means a specific type of harmful virus or bacteria was found in the sample. It indicates you have a specific type of infection. If you're diagnosed with an infection, be sure to follow your provider's recommendations, Okay, so here's the thing. So if she had lobar pneumonia, why did that swab test come back negative? I'm not a doctor, so don't get me to lie. I'll have to talk to my cousin and a couple of my family members who are nurses or whatever, because that just really sounds strange to me. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you all can get a better look at this because I can't really read it on that little small thing. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so now look at this. It says amended report. Okay, so why did they have to amend it? That's one question I have. But then it has a list, verified time, November the 20th. Okay, so it has a list of bacteria that were found in her blood when they took blood samples, I guess, because it says Clostridium species, not C, perfrigations isolated by aerobic blood bottle. And that's something pertaining to botulism and tetanus, I do believe. That's what is marked on here. And then this other one, intercocci fecalis, isolated from the aerobic blood bottle. Okay, so this Now let's see what this all means. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. This is all crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I have that. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, so one of the things they say they found in her blood was the citrobacter. Okay, it's considered an opportunistic nosocomial pathogen that is commonly associated with urinary tract infections, bloodstream infections, excuse me, abdominal sepsis, brain abscesses, and pneumonia. Okay, so that is something that is connected to pneumonia. A Clostridia, which is another one they said was found in her blood, that can cause a range of infections from food, or be caused by a range of infections from food poisoning to soft tissue infections, classically gas gangrene. Gas gangrene. Now, wait a minute. Could that be what made her stomach turn green? Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. It says gas gangrene is a rare bacterial infection that destroys your blood cells and soft tissue. C. perfringens is the most common cause. Well, it did say that she had that too. C. perfringens. It says you can get it after a deep traumatic injury or abdominal surgery. Gas gangrene is a medical emergency that can quickly be fatal. And here's what it says too. Clostridium bacteria release toxins that destroy blood cells, blood vessels, and muscle tissue. They cause blisters, swelling, and skin discoloration. Maybe that's why her stomach was turning green. Maybe it wasn't decomposition, because I was like, that didn't make sense. Okay, because I knew that didn't make sense at the end of the day. So with that all being said, hold on. Let me take this off the screen so you all can see this. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Okay, I'm going to try to enlarge this a little bit. Okay, so Clostridium bacteria releases toxins that destroy blood cells, blood vessels, and muscle tissue. This causes severe blisters, swelling, and skin discoloration. The bacteria create gas that make wounds smell bad when they open. The toxins also cause widespread inflammation. Gas gangrene can be life-threatening within hours of symptoms starting. Okay, so here's the question. The question is, did she have that? Is that why her stomach was discolored? Now I'm really confused. I have more questions than ever. Celebrity in Crime Intergalactic says it just sounds like she was poisoned. Well, I definitely think she was poisoned. It seems that like whatever they poisoned her with gave the outcome of all these illnesses. What makes it confusing? Right. That is what makes it confusing. I think that was all by design. I think that she was, because remember what Sloan Bella said? Sloan Bella said that she was given some sort of toxins. That she was given some sort of toxins through her nasal cavity, like something that she inhaled. If you remember when I showed the video about Sloan Bella. So this is all real crazy as far as I'm concerned. Hold on. Let me go back to that gangrene thing again. No, this is the one of the different. Here it is. Clostridia cause a range of infections, and from food poisoning to soft tissue infections, classically gas gangrene. And then perfringens bacteremia is a rare clinical syndrome. Now listen to this. Accounting for less than 1% of all bloodstream isolates. So that's very rare. Less than 1% of bloodstream isolates. Now let's go back to that document. because it said that she had that isolated in the blood bottle, that was isolated in the blood bottle. Let's go back to that real quick. If you see this at the bottom, hold on, let me find the right one. Back it up a little bit. Okay, the Citrobacter species isolated from aerobic blood bottle. And then I can't really read the word on here, but it's kind of blurred, but that is the same word. Closely related to something, I can't read this, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, my question is, if it's less than 1%, then why would she have it? Because that's the same thing right here. Citrobacter species isolated from aerobic blood bottle. Oh, salmonella, closely related to salmonella. That's what that says. Yeah, something's real shady about all of this. Definitely something. This all sounds real sketchy to me. Okay. Another thing. Let me pull up this other thing too, because the officer. Okay, I can't really see that on here. Let me go to my email real quick. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, I'm going to share this on the screen so I can try to enlarge it. Okay, so it says on 11/15/2018, at 1,305 hours, which is around what, about 1 o'clock? Hold on. Officer Villanueva from Los Angeles Police Department, North Hollywood Division, called Kay Stone at the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner's coroner to report this apparent natural death. Okay, it was reported that the decedent was found unresponsive by family members. 911 was dialed and death was determined at the scene. There was no known medical history other than recent flu-like symptoms from the past few days. But then let's not forget that they also said she had been suffering for weeks. Now, was it weeks or days? Was it weeks or was it the past few days? Another inconsistency. Said suffering for weeks. I'm writing all this down. But then says a few days. That doesn't make sense, but let me continue. Now, goes on to say that an in-house physician prescribed antibiotics and IV fluids. There was no known history of drugs or alcohol use. And then something right here is redacted. Okay, something right there is redacted. So I don't know what that was supposed to show. But here's something else I thought was interesting. Okay, you see this right here? This is the Detective Pettique or Petitque, who I guess came on the scene. He's got the case number and his phone number and all of that and badge number. But something right here is redacted. And that must be a doctor because it has MD. So why is the doctor's name redacted from the police report, though? Or from the medical report? And then that detective, Petitque, is a homicide detective. Now, why would they need a homicide detective if it was a natural death? You all don't find that all suspicious? Why would they have a homicide detective on the scene if it was a natural death? Because I know when the police come, if it looks like it's something natural and the family says, well, she's been sick for weeks, we think she had the flu or pneumonia, they wouldn't tend to call homicide. They usually call homicide when it looks like a whole murder crime scene, like for sure somebody's been murdered. Why would they have a homicide detective follow up after the regular police showed up, the regular officers? Yeah, it's very suspicious, okay? All hell no said because it looks suspicious. Right. It would have to have looked suspicious for them to call homicide, right? This is all suspicious, honey. But anyway, let me continue because now let's talk about how Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's husband or boyfriend, her longtime boyfriend, was at the scene. He's standing right there with the black hoodie on and the cap. That's Corey Gamble right behind the coroner. Why is he there? And I'm telling you all, I think that man is absolutely a handler. I told you all that days ago when I talked about him, when I made the connection between him and Diddy and Kim Porter. He's at the house on the day she died. Diddy showed up after the fact, okay? But here's the thing. Do you all remember I showed you all a video months ago where Kanye said that man was the CIA? I showed you all that like last year sometime. When I first started, I was reporting on Kanye about something. But I told you all he said that man was CIA. So here it is again, in case you missed it.
So it's pretty interesting.
Hold on, wrong video. Hold on. Here we go.
Yes, Corey CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. He's the fucking CIA. What are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? This is my godmother. This is my this. He's Illuminati.
Okay, so you hear that? Do you all remember that? He said somebody was asking him if that man was CIA, and he said yes, like duh. D Nice is about truth says stomach virus, stomach flu, fecal matter. So when your kids get or you get, just know someone didn't wash their hands after pooping and prepping your meal. Well, yeah, we know how that's how you get bacteria and fungus and viruses and all that stuff. My point is nobody in the house had it. Nobody else that was around her and living with her didn't have it, which is strange. If she had it for days or weeks. First, they said she had it for weeks, suffering for weeks. And then they say she had it for days. So nonetheless, if you're around people, especially people living with you, yeah, you're bound to give it to somebody at some point, especially when you first get it, because you don't know you have it until you start experiencing the symptoms. So how is that nobody else got sick at all? I find that all very interesting. That's all I'm saying. It may be nothing, but then again, I find it interesting. So anyway, let's talk about it because they say, Kanye says, and whoever was on that phone talking to Kanye said that Corey Gamble is CIA. I already told you all days ago, I think he's a handler. And let's just not forget that these handlers are usually people who work with the CIA, according to sources. Okay, they're usually people who work with some level, high level of governments. Okay. So let's not forget the one, Harvey Pasternak, right? The one that they were saying was Kanye's handler, the one that was threatening to put Kanye back in the place and pump him full of meds and all that stuff was supposed to be Canadian intelligence. So please keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that Diddy says that Kim told him 3 days before she died to take care of her kids. Why would she tell him that? Why would she think or feel that she's going to die? And if she did feel that way, why would she just be at home taking antibiotics and IVs? If you're sick enough to be taking IV fluids, then you should be in the hospital anyway. Why would she be at home just under a nurse's care, especially if she felt like she was going to die? So some of this stuff is not adding up. It's not making sense. The math ain't mathing. But if we are to believe that Corey Gamble is in the CIA, let's just remember this, okay? The CIA's secret heart attack gun. Y'all know about this because I've told you before. And it also poisons you. Great. So please pay attention. And they did say that it was cardiac arrest. That's what they were saying. It was a cardiac issue. That's what the dispatcher said. So somebody had to say something about a heart attack is all I'm saying. Even in some of the articles, it said a heart attack in the earlier articles. And here's the thing. You have to pay attention when things are reported in the news pertaining to celebrities, because very often the first initial reports that come out will be telling you some stuff they don't want you to know, because they don't realize until after the fact that this is something that needs to be scrubbed. This is something we don't want to put out there. But sometimes that stuff gets through because people don't know at first, that it's a big secret until the family shows up and says, hey, wait a minute, we don't need that put out there. Okay, so some of these articles said that it was a cardiac situation also. But here's the thing. A CIA secret weapon used for assassination shoots a small dart to cause a heart attack, as explained in congressional testimony. There's actually a video of this where and I showed you all this video before when I was telling you all how they be doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this video again and just tell me what you all think. Now, I'm not trying to paint narratives or draw conclusions. Well, I am trying to draw a conclusion, but I'm definitely not trying to paint a narrative. I'm just trying to figure it all out. And so you all feel free to correct me where you think I'm wrong and tell me what you think. Okay? Because I have a whole lot of questions. Let me put an overlay on here so I don't have any copyright issues. And then put the music on in the background. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to wrap this up in a second because I have to be live on the backup channel in a few minutes. Okay, here we go.
Also, I had to find one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was him.
Okay, so you all heard that. Let me take this down off the screen real quick.
Today on the show, we have the physical readiness
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me take this off the screen. Now, I see somebody said something about Clostridium difficile. Yeah, we're not talking about Clostridium difficile. I know they said something about Clostridium. But Clostridium difficile is nothing to do with pneumonia, which is what they claim she had. That basically is something that causes your colon to swell. Okay, Clostridium difficile, and how they test you for that is by taking a stool sample. Okay, that's different than pneumonia. Now, she may have had one of the bacteria that come from that, similar to that, but that's not what she had. Just diabolical, heinous, and nefarious. Exactly, definitely is. Definitely is. So I don't know. This is all crazy, you all. Like I said, there's no telling what really happened. But at the end of the day, for Diddy to sit there and say that Kim told him 3 days before her death to take care of her kids, I have a whole lot of questions. Now, to me, that sounds like All Hell No said yes, and C. diff is contagious. Yeah, it's very contagious. It's very contagious and very, very serious too. So anyway, with that, and people usually get that from being in a hospital, and specifically people with a weakened immune system. You usually catch C. diff from a hospital, from a doctor, a nurse, or another patient in the hospital, somebody who had it, maybe a nurse that touches you. That's how that spread. Because when somebody has that in the hospital, you have to put on like almost like a hazmat suit to go into the room. You have to put on like plastic gloves and wrap yourself in this little robe and all that kind of stuff to protect yourself when someone has C. diff. That's what they call it for short, Clostridium difficile. So anyway, with that all being said, Naja said this whole case is suspicious. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Okay, Hundia said either he lying or he planned it. Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. So I just think Diddy and Corey Gamble had something to do with it. I think Diddy and Corey Gamble had something to do with it. And let's not forget that Kim's stylist, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the stylist, because I reported this to you all last year, said that Diddy ordered the gold coffin, the gold casket for Kim a month before she died. Jaguar Wright said the same thing. And here's the casket right here. Solid gold casket. Why would he order that? Why would he say that she told him to take care of her kids? And then look at him at the end of the funeral, sitting there by himself after everybody left, looking so forlorn. And this is the funeral. He was likely sitting there by himself after everybody left, of course, grieving, but specifically if he had anything to do with it, sitting there feeling guilty, probably. Nessa G said, Diddy's a whole demon. I absolutely believe he is. I absolutely believe he is. Rex said, right in front of our faces. Exactly. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. Terry Hartford said he caught right now. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you all. Let's not forget about this. Because you know what I didn't notice in the autopsy report? I didn't notice any of the findings by Dr. Ed Winter. Remember, Dr. Ed Winter was the initial coroner who was doing the autopsy, right? And he's performed autopsies on Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, and all of them, like I told you all before. And I thought it was very interesting, to say the least, that he wasn't mentioned. None of his findings were mentioned in the autopsy report. And if Kim died simply from lobar pneumonia, why in the world would it take 2 whole weeks for the second coroner to come to this decision? And also, why were the first reports deferred? Why was it deferred if it was natural causes? If it was pneumonia, it wouldn't have been deferred. So that's how you know that's BS. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this TikTok that I did last year when I was talking about the lady from Bling that wrote the book Blink, Erica Kennedy, and I was also talking about Dr. Ed Winter. Then we're out of here for the next live. I'm Dr. Shakur. Let's talk about the mysterious death of Erica Kennedy, who was one of the best friends of Kimora Lee Simmons. She was actually the maid of honor in her wedding and the godmother to 2 of her children. Let's get into it. When Erica Kennedy graduated from college, she began working as a publicist for various top fashion designers, including Tommy Hilfiger and Sean Combs. Please pay attention. In July of 2004, Erica Kennedy released a book called Bling. This was about a small town biracial girl named Mimi who wanted to make it big in the music industry. And then she encounters a music mogul by the name of Lamont, who owned a label titled Triple Large Entertainment. Now, some say that this is loosely based on Diddy. Erica's book went on to become a New York Times bestseller. In 2004, she said, everybody kept talking about how scandalous the book was. I really didn't see the big deal. I knew I could write a story about a P. Diddy party and show these people what a scandal really is all about. Erica Kennedy turned up dead June 13th of 2012 at the age of 42. Now, the cause of her death has never been released, and I find that all very interesting. And as we all know, Kimora Lee Simmons' other best friend, Kim Porter, turned up dead November the 15th of 2018. Now, they said that it was pneumonia that she passed away from, but there's more to that story. The initial coroner conducting the autopsy on Kim Porter's body was Ed Winter. Now, he said that it was problematic and that further analysis needed to be performed. So he was strangely taken off of the case, however, and someone else took over. 2 weeks later, her death was ruled as being caused by pneumonia. Ed Winter had investigated numerous deaths of celebrities such as Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, and others. Allegedly, after people started requesting for Kim Porter's death to be further looked into or for them to reopen the case, Ed Winter turned up dead. And they say that it was unspecified natural causes at the age of 73. Now, I find it very interesting because of the timing, you see. The timing of his death is right around the time that people were supposedly asking for her death to be further investigated. And those people were allegedly Kimora Lee Simmons and some of Kim's family members. Please pay attention. Some people just didn't believe the final autopsy report. And the fact that Ed Winter had said the results were pending and he was still trying to conduct further investigation and then suddenly turns up dead. Yeah, all very suspicious if you ask me. Now we know that Kim was supposedly writing a tell-all book, and a lot of it was about her relationship with Diddy. And so recently, some excerpts from that book have been released. And there were said to be, by an anonymous source, a lot of things that were very salacious that some wouldn't want to come out, specifically Diddy. So please pay attention. And let's not forget that after Kim's demise, Al B. Sure made a post basically stating that he didn't believe that she actually died from pneumonia either. And there were many who had their own suspicions. In the post, Al B. Sure said, I do know very clearly that hashtag Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bull-ish. Really? This is where I get into trouble. We just celebrated our son App Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix. And she was in fantastic health, as well as laughing, seeing me and App Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. And after that cryptic post, well, we all know what happened to Al B. Sure. He suddenly started experiencing renal failure and then ended up in a coma for 2 months. Yes, I do find this all very interesting. Kim supposedly told Al before she died that she felt someone was following her, and Al told her to call the FBI. And now he also made a post that's now been deleted saying that she was running from something, only to later come back and say that she was running a marathon. Kim's former stylist also allegedly came out and said that Diddy purchased that 24-karat gold casket for Kim a month prior to her demise. Sources say that Diddy and Andre Harrell got into an argument because he was supposedly helping Kim to write her tell-all book in 2017, and then later decided to write a tell-all book himself. They say that he also fired Diddy from his label. They say that Andre and Diddy got into several altercations at the company, and that he basically knew about the shady backhanded deals that Diddy was engaging in. Sources also say that Andre Harrell questioned Diddy about the toxins that were found in Kim's system during the initial autopsy report that Ed Winter was working on when he was fired from the case. And I find it interesting, but did I also mention that friends say that there was blood on Kim's pillowcase when she was found deceased, and also a small trail of blood from the bedroom leading to the bathroom. And Jaguar Wright says that Heavy D was also supposedly writing a tell-all book before he passed away. Also, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Frank Ryan, who performed Cassie's breast implants in November of 2009, and of which Diddy complained about them, said they were too big and insisted that he take them out and do them over the next day, not even giving her time to heal. He was very determined, and Dr. Frank Ryan wasn't thrilled about it. But he mysteriously turned up dead in August of 2010, just months later. Now, he supposedly drove over a cliff when he was making a post about his dog. I also have questions about this picture of Diddy sleeping on top of Cassie. It looks very controlling, like someone who's trying to make sure that she doesn't leave or sneak away while he's asleep. Now, that's just my take on it. Also, what is going on in this picture? What does this mean? Is there some hidden message here? Because it looks very similar to this picture, the one of Kanye West's video, where he had all of these celebrities and famous people sleeping in the same bed. So clearly something subliminal as far as I'm concerned. Now keep in mind, this is all speculation. We can't say for a fact that Diddy had anything to do with any of the demises of these people, or the fact that Al B. Sure almost met his own demise. But it is very suspicious that one person is connected to so many in one way or another who have met their end under suspicious circumstances. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes. Okay, so let's not forget. So now I just thought about something. So that makes sense. When I showed you the paperwork and it said that it was amended, when it said the autopsy was amended, okay, that makes all the sense, because I forgot about Dr. Ed Winter. I wasn't thinking about that. Dr. Ed Winter was initially the coroner who was making the report, and he said that there was toxins and that it was problematic. And so then they fired him, which we don't know what the reason was, other than, in my opinion, they were trying to cover it up. But then when they get this new coroner to come back and complete the autopsy, that's why it was amended. And so that's why we don't see anything as it pertains to what Dr. Ed Winter found in the report, because they likely took that out or just did a whole nother report. So yeah, it was amended. Clearly, they took out the things that he said, I believe. And here's the thing. If this was all just a regular natural death with a pneumonia being the cause or whatever, well then How did they say definitively, without having the toxicology and autopsy reports concluded, how did they say initially that there was completely illegal drugs were completely ruled out? How did they know that? How did they know that? And also, why was the cause of death deferred? So let's look and see what that says, because I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this, because there's a specific reason why the cause of death would be deferred, while the autopsy results would be deferred. Let me enhance this so you all can see it. It says an autopsy may be deferred when the medical examiner requests more time investigation into the death, including additional studies. This means that an autopsy has been completed, but an official cause of death has yet to be determined. So Dr. Ed Winter needed more time. Like I told you all previously, he wanted to do more of an investigation. Do you think that after conducting the autopsy, this man who's had done autopsies for decades, specifically celebrity autopsies, okay, and controversial ones to boot, why would he need extra time for something so minuscule if it was just simply something natural? It's just pneumonia. Why would he have needed more investigation and more time to do additional studies? Now, the determination could hang on impending test results, like, for example, a toxicology report. So this is all very interesting. Like I said, now I really have questions. And in my opinion, it just seems like Diddy and maybe that dude Corey Gamble had something to do with it, because he's absolutely, in my opinion, a handler. Okay. And then when Albie Shore told Kim, when she said she felt like someone was chasing her and he told her to call the FBI, I wonder if she did call them. But that may not have done much good if Diddy was still working with the FBI at that time. Who knows? Or still had connections, allegedly, of course. This is all speculation and innuendo. Okay, Vince I.M. says, has Diddy Bob been arrested yet? Where the F is his diddling arse? No, not yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, anyway, so with that all been said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. You all leave me a comment. Let me know what you all think about it. At the end of the day, this is more of a mystery now that I saw the actual autopsy report, because this is not adding up to what went down in the articles that were put out. And another thing is, there was an article from BET that the young lady who found this report, who ordered the autopsy report, she basically said that BET did an article saying everything you need to know about the infection that killed Kim Porter. Now, they said everything you need to know about the infection that killed Kim Porter, and they talked about other people like Bernie Mac, and they named other people who died from the same type of infection. But it was interesting because the coroner had not even ruled what the death was yet. So why would BET put out that article saying that she died from that infection when the coroner had not even released the cause of death yet? So I also thought that was interesting. Seemed to me like someone was trying to paint narratives. And then they also said something about using that to get people to get the flu venom. Okay, so I just thought it was all interesting. Pauline said it stinks to high heaven. Yes. Okay. Sophie said Queen was waiting for you. Queen, I was waiting for your breakdown. Thank you so much. You're welcome, beloved. Thank you. Okay. So with that all been said, everyone please like and share. Okay. And listen, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell, click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And double check to make sure that you're still subscribed, especially if you haven't been receiving those notifications. Okay. And I hope to see you all in the next chat. Like I said, I'm about to go in here. We got to talk about Amanda Seales just saying crazy stuff as far as I'm concerned. And Isaac Hayes' son, who owns the platform Fan Base, was going in on her and Godfrey. And so we're going to hear what her and Godfrey had to say that made him go in on them. And then also, we're going to talk about some other stuff that you don't want to miss. Okay. This kid getting jumped on, a black teen, and beaten up and called the N-word, and the school really didn't do much about it, or didn't do anything about it, basically. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay. So each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, you already know we'll be on there this evening, probably around 5 or 6. And also for the members, I did upload something for you all yesterday as well. I hope you watched it. If you didn't, please check that out. Okay, so I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and also enjoy your strong end, not your weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. All right. So with that all been said, I'll talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got